Let's face it, most fights in relationships go from zero to chaos in seconds. One wrong word, and boom. Now you're arguing about everything but the real issue. But here's what most people never learn. You don't need clever comebacks to win an argument. You don't even need to say a word. The real power? It's in how you stay calm, silent, and steady, especially when emotions run high. It's about showing up with total control. And no one does that better than the Stoics. In this video, you'll learn 5 Stoic moves that quietly fix relationship drama without raising your voice. Stick around until the end, because the final move, it's the hardest to master and the most life-changing. 1. The power of presence over reaction. There's a moment in every argument where things can go 2 ways. Someone says something sharp, you feel your pulse rise, and then you either snap back or you don't. That pause, that micro moment where you choose not to react, is where Stoicism lives. The Stoics believed real power isn't found in controlling others. It's in controlling yourself. Marcus Aurelius, Roman emperor and philosopher, once wrote, "You don't have to turn this into something. It doesn't have to upset you." He wasn't just giving advice. He was describing a trained response, a mindset. In relationships, this moment happens all the time. Let's say your partner makes a passive-aggressive comment. Maybe they're overwhelmed. Maybe they misunderstood something. The natural instinct? Defend. Explain. Snap. But the Stoic pauses, not out of weakness, but strength. They don't avoid the moment. They slow it down, they take a breath, they observe, they choose their energy. That choice changes everything. It disrupts the cycle. Instead of spiraling into reactive argument, they create space. Space for clarity, for compassion, for awareness. The Stoics believed that emotional reactions are a kind of inner slavery, letting yourself be ruled by forces outside your control. So when you choose silence in a tense moment, you're not surrendering, you're asserting leadership of yourself and of the emotional environment. You're not suppressing, you're strategically regulating. The goal isn't to win the fight, it's to understand what's really happening. That's the Stoic way. 2. Emotional containment as silent strength. Seneca, another Stoic master, once said, "He who angers you conquers you." This wasn't a poetic metaphor. It was tactical wisdom. The Stoics saw emotional regulation not just as a virtue, but as a skill that strengthened every relationship, every decision, every day. In relationships, unregulated emotion becomes noise. Yelling, blaming, withdrawing, over-explaining. The connection frays, but Stoics don't spread their emotions like wildfire. They contain them. They process internally before expressing externally. Picture this. You've had a long, frustrating day. You walk in, exhausted. Your partner greets you with, "Why didn't you message me back earlier?" That edge in their voice hits you the wrong way. You feel the heat rise. You want to say something sharp. Most people do, but the Stoic breathes. They pause. They scan the moment and ask, "Is what I feel right now the best thing to give voice to?" That's not emotional denial. That's delayed precision. Stoics don't bury emotions. They handle them carefully. They see feelings as tools, not rulers. Raw material to be shaped, not followed blindly. In modern psychology, this is known as emotional regulation, the ability to manage your internal state without lashing out or shutting down. And the science backs it up. A 2007 study by the University of California found that people who paused before reacting to emotional triggers not only reduced stress, but reported significantly better communication and satisfaction in their relationships. Stoics were doing this 2,000 years ago, using silence not as a retreat, but as a container, a holding space. It's not a wall, it's a reservoir, ready to release clarity when the right moment arrives. 3. Reading emotions without absorbing them. Here's a subtle truth most people miss. Not every emotion you feel in a relationship is your own. Sometimes you're picking up someone else's anxiety, stress, anger, or sadness, and internalizing it like it belongs to you. Epictetus, born a slave, and later one of Stoicism's greatest teachers, wrote, "When someone irritates you, it is not their actions that disturb you, but your judgment about them." Meaning, it's not what they do, it's what you tell yourself about what they did. And in relationships, that difference matters deeply. Your partner might be upset about something totally unrelated to you, but their tone triggers your defensiveness. A Stoic doesn't react instantly. They don't mirror back the chaos. They observe. They use silence to diagnose, not distance. Let's say your partner is pacing around the kitchen, unloading frustrations about something from earlier in the day. Their words are sharp. Their mood is charged. The temptation is to interrupt, clarify, defend, but the Stoic resists. They stay present, but grounded. They ask internally, is this really about me? Do they want to solve something? Or just express something? Is this the right time to speak, or the right time to witness? Stoics watch emotion like waves. They don't jump in. They let it crest and crash. It's not detachment from the person. It's detachment from the story your mind creates in reaction to their tone, their volume, their timing. Sometimes, when you give someone space to feel without interference, they settle themselves. The emotional storm passes, the water calms, and when you don't take it personally, you don't add fuel to their fire. You offer them what most people can't: calm presence without emotional absorption. That kind of presence doesn't go unnoticed. It communicates. You're safe here. You can be upset and I won't make it worse. I'll stay with you without losing myself. That's what silence can offer. Before we continue, stay with this until the end. The final Stoic move is the hardest to master. But once you understand it, it transforms how you relate to everyone you care about. 4. Using body language to anchor the room. Sometimes it's not your words that escalate a moment. It's your posture. Stoics understood this intuitively. Your body sets the emotional tone before you speak. Marcus Aurelius led Rome through plagues, invasions, and betrayal. And still, his journals describe the practice of stillness, of holding his body steady even when the world was falling apart. He didn't just command armies, he commanded his presence. In relationships, your physical stance speaks volumes. Shoulders relaxed, arms at your sides, voice low, breath steady, eyes soft, not darting or glaring. You may say nothing, but you're sending a message. I'm not here to escalate. I'm here to stay grounded. You become the emotional anchor in the room. Modern science confirms this. A 2016 Harvard Business Review piece on nonverbal leadership found that calm physical presence in high-stress situations helps others emotionally regulate, often more than what's actually said. So if your partner is yelling, panicked, or emotional, and you mirror their energy, you pour gasoline on a small flame. But if you stay calm, you set a different rhythm. You say, without speaking, you can land here. I'm not a threat. I'm a reference point. This only works if it's authentic, Stoics trained for this, not just mentally, but physically. They walked slower. They breathed deeper. They spoke intentionally, because they knew the body teaches the mind, and vice versa. So when tension fills the room, the most stoic thing to do may be nothing. Just stand still, take a breath, stay soft. Let your posture speak your piece.